My name is Carolyn Cricco. I'm a catastrophe claims manager, and I work for an insurtech type company out of New Jersey.
Okay, great. And you finished the program what year?
That's
Do
a
you
hard
remember?
question. Um, I believe I finished in 2019.
Okay, I think that sounds right. Okay, great. So tell me a little bit about why you decided to join the program and kind of what your expectations were, if
So
you can remember.
yeah, I do. I decided to join the program because I was at a pivotal point in my life where my kids were getting big and we were having a lot of life conversations. And I was on the track for law school and I had just survived cancer. My husband had survived cancer, and I really didn't want to become a lawyer. I really wanted to
Mm,
do something that aligned more with my own personal mission and values.
mhm,
And, I was competing with people who had MBAs and who had law degrees. And I needed something that would set me apart from everyone else. I worked in a space that involved a lot of multi-level negotiations. I had kind of capped out in terms of, my career development opportunities within the organization I was in. And
mm,
so I needed something that would truly allow me to do great work that would give me both a technical development and a personal development, if that makes sense.
Yeah, okay. So let me ask you, when you left the program at the end after going through this for 2 years, how did you feel? And I guess I would say, what were your biggest takeaways?
So I think there was a degree of scariness, right? Because now you're armed with all this knowledge, and now you're going out into the world and looking at how the world kind of functions a little bit differently, right? Like the program gave me the opportunity and the technical abilities to navigate those multi-level negotiations much greater with more success,
Hmm.
because I had a broader understanding of what actually was happening in the room. So from a technical aspect of things, it was an incredible experience because I was actually leveraging what we talked about and applying it in the day-to-day aspect of things. But then also from a leadership aspect, it was very eye-opening. I did a lot of reflection around who I was as a leader and what my understanding of leadership was. I was already a leader when I went into the program, but I didn't truly understand the type of leader I was and what kind of impact that made until after, right? Where I've done that reflection around how to drive deep, meaningful change as a leader, and that it's not always your ability to lead leaders or your ability to lead others, but your ability to serve as a leader and
Mm,
encourage others to lead themselves. And that's where the whole aspect of a following came about and really started to embed itself in the type of leader I am now. Now I focus on building teams and building expert teams and building teams that have long-term sustainability and success,
mm.
because it's something that I didn't realize held so much significance until this point.
Interesting. Okay, great. So, I think that leads me kind of the next question, which is, how have you found yourself using the knowledge and the strategies and the skills that you learned in the program kind of in your work and in your life, I guess.
Yeah, I firmly believe that I got everything I desired out of the program, both personally and professionally. So much so that, I would love to see it go further for others. I currently leverage again the leadership aspect of things significantly in my day-to-day job. So I still have a day-to-day job, but I've also launched my own company that focuses around career coaching of other individuals.
Hmm.
Um, Part of that is just because of my passion around sharing that knowledge, having that self-reflection and encouraging others to self-reflect, but also the advocacy aspect of things. There was a part of the program that really focused around being an individual advocate for yourself and also advocating for others that resonated with me. I think,
Hmm.
a lot of times when we go into negotiations, whether for the next job or even your current job, we hesitate in terms of negotiating for ourselves, especially as women. Um,
Mhm.
and so that really became something that was fundamental to who I am as a leader, is understanding, how can I advocate for others? How can I advocate for myself? How can I encourage others when they get into those conversations to negotiate, to advocate? Um, and so I think just on a personal level, it was more meaningful than anything. Career wise, it's great. I
Mhm.
got a new job and moved on to do great things.
Mhm.
But personally, I think it was a fundamental change for me.
Mhm. Great. Okay, this might be the hardest question of all. So can you leave me with one word that you think of when you think of the program, and perhaps maybe why you chose that?
So I it actually was probably the easiest question. I think empowerment. I think that this program gives individuals the tools to empower them to do whatever work that they feel passionate about. Um, and that's incredible. That's something that, I never had in my life earlier. I was a young mom, so it was kind of a struggle. Whereas now I feel ready to take on those challenges and I feel ready to support others in those challenges. And it's just an empowering experience.
Great. Well, thank you so much. I'm really glad that you came out of the program feeling this way, and B,
You're
always appreciate your time and support.
welcome.